is austerity pure spit. Hark! The power of truth! The power of truth!
I'll be coming up hot for a minute.
The temples have monopolized healing for far too long. They've enriched themselves on the back of the needy through dark arts. Who's to say what obscure magics they cast on your body, using words you don't even understand while you are vulnerable? A charge of 150 commons to heal a sewer plague? Oh, scandalous! Scandalous, I tell you! Using words you don't even understand while you are vulnerable! While you are vulnerable! While you... on the back of the needy for far too long! For far too long! A charge of 150 commons to heal a sewer plague? Oh, scandalous! Scandalous, I tell you! Everyone and their mother should know that a simple poultice of grung-toes boiled in rendered cranium rat brain with sage oil clears the skin in a matter of a few days. Grung-toes, cranium rat brain with sage sewer plague? Here at Weary Spirit Infirmary, we don't use necromancy or any other dark arts. We only use wholesome ingredients that you can recognize and understand. Do your own research and ask yourself, why is it that healing is in the hands of these mega temples with these supposed gods at the top? Do your own research and ask yourself. Next time you are sick or hurt, come to us at Weary Spirit Infirmary, and we will heal you with the power of truth. We only use wholesome ingredients that you can recognize and understand. My name is Austerity Pure Spit, and I have brought with you the miracle cure that ails each and every one of you. Taking all donations, of course, too, for the Church of No Gods. Oh, Barbara! Would you mind beating a bit of bricks with me for a moment? You remember those poor sods I was telling you about? It appears these Ivers do not intend to take it lying down. Chances they knocked on a few jiggers and are figuring a way to have their wids aired. I ain't sure if you garboffs are supposed to hold up against a corporation, but you never know, eh? Life's a tough nut to crack, and stranger things have happened in our city of doors.
Yeah, let's go inside.
All right.
Yeah, lead the way.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Agrat's going to lead
You
the way.
go right ahead, Agrat.
So you push the door in. And inside is even more white and shiny and squeaky clean, which is very the opposite of the Hive in general. So you enter in, and the first thing that you notice is that on both sides of the walls, it's arcane projection of, imagine those ads for corporation where it's like have you imagined a world where everything is perfect and you have like images of the sunrise and then you see a couple that's happy and
Absolutely, I know what you're talking about.
very corporate lifestyle type of vibes. So there is a projection of that. So it's on both sides. It's the same ad for luxury condo, and they take most of the wall, which is very assaulting right when you get in. So you have like choose a new lifestyle, and like you'll never have to step out of your complex again to look for food and like, look out of your window and the world is new again, and phrases like that. And then in the center of the room, the building is really not big, it's just a showroom. So in the center, in between those two panels that are showing and blasting those ads, you see a model, like a miniature of what they're planning to do with the block. So that's a miniature of the project, right? Like it's all white. It's completely incongruent with everything that's like in the Hive.
The architect M.C. Escher?
I was about to say it's like IKEA had a fucking seizure.
So, and it's a bunch of units, like blocky units that are stacked on top of each other, and they kind of make this kind of rectangle, and that would take all of the city block, right? And in total, yes, that would make more habitation than what's currently there. And as you guys take in all of that, which is a lot, you notice that standing by the door to your left and right are two very large gifts. So in D&D gifts, if you guys
like
are
animated gifts?
No, in D&D gifts are hippomans.
Oh, got it.
So
okay.
these are hippomans.
Hippomen.
They are completely identical. They're huge, very muscular individuals. They have what you know is a firearm in their belts, looking at you guys being blasted by all the information that's in the room. Very serious light. They don't say anything, but you guys can tell that they are guards or some enforcers of some sort. And so after you take in all of this, at the far end wall, so opposite of the entrance, is a desk with the Lonk logo, and you can see the top of a head with black hair and somewhat of blue skin. So there is someone behind a desk moving about.
Yes, so she's going to walk in like she owns the place. And she's immediately going to like beeline for that desk. And along the way, out of a bag or a pocket, she will produce the letter.
So as you arrive to the desk, you get a better angle to the person that's sitting behind it. And you see this is a Vidalkin, so a rather rare race. So blue skin, rather spindly, with 6 fingers on each hand. And she is typing away at some kind of machine that produces letters. And so it's a typewriter. So this person is looking at a paper and is typing away at a machine and is very concentrated on copying and typing away. So she's going tap, 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 and does not, as you approach, does not notice you and is continuing her typing.
Agrat is going to gently unfold the paper and lay it on the desk in front of Agrat. I'm assuming there's like sort of a dual height thing where the people stand in front of the higher desk and she's working at the lower portion behind that. She's going to very gently lay that there, and Agrat's going to lay her elbows on the counter, intertwine her fingers, and lay her chin on the intertwined fingers, and just sort of look down and wait for her to finish up. Doesn't want to be rude, and maybe also wants to sneak a little peek at what she's writing.
Immediately condescending.
As you're peering down and looking, can you roll a perception check to see if you're able to see what she's copying?
Well, I can try. 15, not bad.
So she is currently in the process of copying a handwritten note written in Infernal, and she is translating it in Common. And it is a notice to... You're not able to see all of the details, but the gist of it is to inform that they have indeed secured the Trianon number 18, and that they do not expect a lot of opposition in the purchase of block number 82720. They expect their support in the purchase. That's pretty much the gist of it. But what's pretty important and what you catch is that it's a translation from Infernal to Common, and that they don't expect a lot of opposition. And as she's doing that, she does not even lift her head, and she's like, "Hello, do you have an appointment today?"
No appointment, but this fine letter sent my way was indicating that we can stop by at any time.
Oh, yes. Sorry. And you see her demeanor changes, like from not acknowledging you to suddenly, will pay attention to you. She slams her typewriter at the end of her sentence, they have to manually do that. And then she puts away her note and she looks at you. She looks at the letter just very briefly, like to look at what it is. She notices what it is, and she says, "Hello, yes, my name is Mona. How can I help you?"
Ah, you are Miss Mona, the one who dictated it for Mr. Kane.
Kana, yes, Mr. Kana, yes.
Ah, very good job. The formatting over all of our letters was very consistent. I do appreciate that. Now, I am curious as to a few things moving forward with Lulk in the... a few of us are interested in taking you up on your proposition of a new tenant organization. Some of us would like to question some of the intricacies, how some of these deals came about. I would love to take a look at some of these records.
Yes, first, let's look at the project. I'm sure you are interested in the Lulk project. It's a very innovative endeavor that Lulk is opening up to the inhabitants of the Hive, and we are hoping to bring up the standard of living. Please, let me show you. And she stands up. Let me show you what Miss Mona looks like to you guys.
Oh no, she's hot!
The worst possible scenario.
Look, girl's pretty.
She stands up. She hands you guys she offers to everyone a brochure of Lulk, which is a very pretty piece of paper that describes the innovative, a new standard way of living that Lulk is hoping to bring to the Hive. Has no information whatsoever, but has a lot of pretty pictures. And the idea basically with the project, and it has like other views of the pictures that I've showed you of the project, so different angles of the idea. So basically they have at the base level the idea of having different merchants settle in at the base level. So like a food merchant, fabric merchant, so that the idea is that you never have to go much further than your block, your street block, to get anything that you need, so that it's much safer. You get a community of living straight in your block, and that it's open in the middle, so that you have like a little community area where the kids can be safe, and like it's very utopic, like everyone's going to be happy. Older people don't have to go much further from where they're living. Easy access, great windows so that everyone can catch a bit of the different views that the city has to offer, even though there's no sunlight. Like imagine like a great condo pamphlet. That's what the paper is. So
well, I'm convinced. Let's go.
And it even says that each unit has a little balcony that you're allowed like to have your own little garden on there, or you can do basically whatever you want, but each unit has a balcony, and that's their big selling point, is that you have your own little access to the outside. That's their selling point. The condos go for 100,000 gold.
There it is. Like, all right, it's already gentrified. How much does it cost?
The condos go for 100,000, but here's the thing. Log also have a banking branch, which they can loan you the money.
Can anybody say Weyland-Tani faster?
Can say what?
It's the evil company in Alien. They run like everything. Weyland-Tani, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You said it so fast. You said, can you say it faster? I didn't even catch it.
Apparently, fastest draw in the West.
But yeah, so for some people, they are also offering financing.
How kind of them.
Are you saying we could put ourselves into 100,000 gold's worth of debt to own our own condo?
Yeah.
She doesn't say anything. That's all written on the brochure, right? That's all written on the pamphlet. But that's written like little section at the back. So it's another branch of the company.
Of course they did.
So it's possible to apply. For some individual, that will be like each person that apply will be like considered to see if that they can have a loan. She shows you the brochure. She tries to show you all the good sides of the project. And after that, she's there like to answer all of your questions. Once you go through it.
So it lists out the price here, but in our letter it says that we, quote, we are open to selling you a unit in a new project at a discounted price should you be open to support LULCC in its purchase of Street Block.
Yes, that is right. That is, of course, if you are approved by Log Financing for a loan. If you are approved for a loan, we can offer you a discount for a unit, but that is upon approval.
Of course. When it comes to the purchase of our block, what all are the entities that you are required to purchase from? Is it just from our landlord? Is it from each individual renter?
Well, actually we are buying directly It is a bit more complicated because currently your landlord has purchased a building on the current city block that we are looking to buy, but that building has not been purchased in full. It is currently still in the process of buying, so we are trying to purchase it from him. Somebody has loaned him the money for that purchase, so we're buying it from them, and they have shown interest in our offer, and so your landlord is currently in the process of being bought out. I hope that answers your question.
Yes. So if I were to become an employee of Lulk here, would I gain any sort of benefits? Any discounts onto these condominiums?
Yes, there are some company benefits, although if you want to compare to the offer that is currently on the table with the bought-out options, to be fair, I think the bought-out options are probably better than the employee options.
Though, if that is all depending on if your other agency, the Lulk financing, is to approve me. So one is a guaranteed way, yes?
I mean, Lulk financing and Lulk corporation, although they work under the same conglomerate, are still two different companies.
And yet you have to go through one in order to qualify for the other. Would you not accept information from other financing institutions?
I mean, if you want to buy as a regular citizen, to buy a unit at the price of 100,000 gold, and you do not have the 100,000 gold to buy, then you need financing. You can get financing outside of Lulk financing. That's for certain. We are offering, as in a pre-existing habitant of the city block, we are offering preferable rates. But if you wish to go for other financing, you are more than welcome to go for financing other than Lulk financing. We will not close doors to you because you choose to go somewhere else. As for if you were an employee, you start with employee benefits, but like I said, they don't necessarily stack up, and it's not because you are an employee that you get financing. These are different entities. So you would get a benefit because you are a Lulk employee, but it does not work under Lulk financing. You understand what the difference is?
Yes. Do they treat you well here?
I love my job very much.
Good. Tell me, if you were to invest, is this something that you would, in good conscience, tell me that is a good investment? Or is it the case where it may be best that I move on?
Can you make a persuasion check to gather? So you want her to tell you, like, what she thinks? Oh god, okay. That's
Are you happy, Mona? Tell me how you really feel. Is it worth it?
At first you tell her in good conscience, and then you asked her, would you apply there if you could? So she thinks for a minute and she says, I think the city has expanded as much as it could outside of the Hive, and now there is the Hive is the only place where it could expand now. So yes, I think if I could put my money there, I think it's probably going to be the cheapest units that you could get now. as for the other units that are going to pop up in the neighborhood soon, I think they will be much more expensive.
So there's other ones in the works.
There will be. I think these are just the first ones.
And what do these cost?
The ones that they are offering right now are 100,000 gold piece.
A lifetime? Week?
Condos, so you have to buy them like they are yours. 100,000, which they are offering financing for. So that's very like how it works now.
What are we paying now?
Right now, it's per week. You guys are not paying per month. You guys are paying per week, but you guys are paying like 10 gold per week. Yeah.
Some species live longer. It's a better deal for them.
Oh man, could you imagine being a goblin trying to pay off a fucking mortgage?
But that is an asset, and then you give it like generationally, right? But yeah. So yeah, it's a large lump of money for people who are not citizens. Yeah, and this is definitely.
Oh, in its purest form.
But yeah, what you get from that persuasion check, like she told you, there will be other attempts like this. It's not done yet. You know, they still have to go through, on their side as well, through all of the red tapes of purchasing the city block, getting approved for their project and all that. So it's not done. But if they're doing it, others
will be
doing it as well.
Yeah. So, when it comes to the financing, simply because of the people who live in the area, must you be a citizen in order to sign up for the financing?
That is for financing to decide what is a okay risk and what isn't. Some people have been living in the Hive and been living quite well without being a citizen and could be eligible for financing. I also know that some people have been living in other wards and have not been able to become proprietors and are still living still have to pay rent and would much rather be proprietors who might consider moving back to the Hive as proprietors. So this is also for them.
Yes, though considering if you, and then say 3 others, then 4 others, then 10 others come into the area, and there is no system or places really for all of the people who come in from other realms, which is quite common, I'm sure you are aware, especially here in the Hive. Most people start out here. What is the plan for where they are going to go?
I cannot say personally, but I do not think that law can consider itself responsible as for how the city manages its influx of their alien coming in and out of the city. So that would fall back to how the city decides to manage that in that role.
Yes, so I am asking you. You've worked here for a while, you enjoy your job here. It means you've spent quite a bit of time in getting to know how things work. How do you think Lulk would handle that?
Are you trying to persuade an answer out of her?
If I get to use my previous role. Nope.
That's something, you're trying to get something else out of her.
I'm trying to get the wheels turning to see if maybe I can pull something out of her. So maybe instead of a persuasion, maybe an insight into her reactions. Because Agrat's like specifically pushing some buttons here.
Okay, so she's dodging the question, so you're trying to get, like, what's... So, because she's dodging, you're trying to insight her? That's fine.
I feel like I'm definitely circling around something here. Fucking 10.
Do you want to spend some fortune, or you're going to go with a 10?
No, I'm gonna go with a 10.
10 is basic success, so you can tell that Mona, as a person, she's defaulting to corporate answer. Like she's giving you the corporate answer, but herself is not comfortable with that. Like she's giving you the corporate answer, but she has some guilt towards that, but you're not able to get more than that.
She knows. It's enough to know that there's a wedge at this point. So, just running through this. I will admit I did come here via portal. I was not registered as a citizen. I am currently in process to do so. So, let's say someone such as myself is to no longer have a home in the House of the Griffin. That is our colloquial name for it. And apply and not get an opportunity with Lelk, nor can I get employment with Lelk. Now, and if all of these other places are to also be popping up and spending all of this gold, city or no, it's likely Lelk will be affected. Because if there's so many people who cannot pay the prices, it doesn't, in my experience, seem like there would be any concessions being made when it comes to, say, price or long-term plan. With that, I wouldn't want to live in the Hive anymore. I would go inside to see what all was available. If people are so desperately looking to come out here, and people are so desperately looking to get in there, can't help but wonder how Sigil would change. I wonder if it would be for the better.
But you cannot go in there if you're not citizen. You're not citizen.
What choice would we have? Just something to think about. Thank you very much for the information. Hope you have a lovely day.
Okay, goodbye.
Agrat just very carefully sowing the seeds of chaos. Alright, now I want to find out more about Mr. Erastus Canna. But she has a conscience. She doesn't need to die yet. Now we need to track down the fucking financer. Tell her landlord, get your shit together. Get it together, man.
Okay. Did you catch the important word that she said about the company?
Oh, fuck, I didn't.
Conglomerate.
Conglomerate.
You need to find out what that is.
Indeed. Alright, so figuring out that it's a conglomerate, we need to make sure that we can get the information from our landlord about who he's borrowing from and how much he owes.
Mm-hmm. He has a mortgage still.
Yeah, he has a mortgage. He's not the owner.
Yeah.
Who the actual owner is. And then I want to see, because usually in our world, in order to run a business, you have to have a business license. So I want to see what Lulk's quote-unquote owner is, and whether or not it's Erastus Canna. And then, ask a dear friend if she might have some information on Erastus, if I have some information on Mona.
Did Oilevin come back with information yet?
Not yet.
I should probably check in on her then.
Yeah, call your daughter.
Well, no, pay attention to her to see if the doctor is still just sitting in line, which is probably what's doing.
It's moved 10 feet.
The Harmonium 2nd Hive Ward Bastion stood at the corner of Shatterburn and Stump Street. Behind it laid the total devastation that was the Slags, an open cut on the face of the city, perpetually burning, with crumbling walls poking up like bones of a great animal left to rot by the side of the road, and sitting on top, a neat, clean little hat with motivational posters like "Don't litter" and "Extinguish your fires at night." Truly a perfect contrast like this is only found in the Hive. Despite the Harmonium utter uselessness in policing the populace it was tasked to control, it did a splendiferous job at bureaucratizing it to the point of suffocation. If a body needed to exit the Hive and wasn't a citizen, one needed patients rivaling the undead to ask for a day pass. Don't forget to fill out forms in triplicate before coming, and remember, peace above all. Be kind to your neighbors and our staff, or else.
You connect back with 11. Well, the first thing you see is when you get in contact with her, you get her senses. And instead of watching from afar, which was the original position that she was in, she is now in Dr. Mateen's arms. So he's holding her like a child, right? Because remember, you had rolled a very poor stealth check.
I do recall.
So he's holding her in his arm, you know, like he would hold the child. And he is now in front of the clerk at the Harmonium Bastion. And he is now in discussion with the clerk, submitting the form. And he is now in the process of answering a bunch of questions. And you can tell that Dr. Mateen is somewhat flustered because they're asking him a bunch of questions about the people that he wants to bring on the day pass. And he is trying to convey the impression that he knows these people and that he's vouching for them, when in fact he has no clue who these people are. This is turning into a whole ordeal for Dr. Mateen.
For him, yeah.
So he's very flustered, but he's telling her that you, and he's pointing at your small version, you are his main worker, and you guys have been working together for a while now, and that this exhibition is of great value to the citizens of Sigil.
Adding to the cultural landscape.
Yeah, it's of cultural importance, and and it's quite obvious that the clerk, the Harmonium clerk, could not care less about the cultural importance of the work that Dr. Mateen is doing. So that's the situation at the Bastion.
Matt, if you have any touch spells that you can channel through there that could just explode the place or something, just expedite things, that might help. Inflict wounds? Oh, druid.
You guys actually do want the pass, so.
You know what'll make the line go faster? Terrorism.
Bombs.
Are you kidding me?
Things will go faster. Just maybe not in the direction you want.
In the opposite direction.
Guidance would be a great spell in this instance.
Bark skin, maybe?
Yeah, that'll help.
Create or destroy water. I can just have my familiar start crying and then create water underneath him. So it looks like he peed. I'll just hurry the process up. Yeah.
Sorry, she's peeing everywhere. I gotta get to the bathroom. Come on, gotta keep this line moving.
Well, I mean, he's already at the front of the line, right?
Yeah, he is. He made it to the line.
Wait,
so,
I can use enhance ability to enhance his charisma.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, you totally can do that.
That way, because I was thinking, if he's not feeling great, well, he's gonna feel like a fucking...
So I said guidance would be a good spell.
The target has advantage on charisma checks.
He's trying to deceive, basically.
Yeah, you want that charisma. The child.
Let's enhance ability on him then.
Awesome.
Wait, what does it look like when you enhance ability here through your oil 11?
Hopefully it looks like nothing.
Yeah, I don't think it should look like anything. It's just like...
No, it wouldn't.
You just leak all over him.
It would look something where you are.
Okay, so how it works is that Inkton is going to be like, okay, well, we didn't get anything. It's going to step out of the office and then like kind of go into a trance to be like, I should check on Oy11. Oy11 is going to become in line in his arms. Oy11 is going to come not visibly more aware, but like there's now features on her face of like, oh, I'm paying attention. Like a baby is like waking up from a nap and like, oh, now I'm seeing things around me, right? So the baby just looking, or Oy11 looking more aware, is giving the professor a little bit more of a enchanting vibe to him they make quick eye contact real quick, and then, touch, boop, and then enhance ability. So now the target has advantage on charisma checks for up to an hour.
I just like how he has no idea this is happening and just suddenly so much more eloquent, knows how to properly enunciate all their thoughts and feelings to convey true deceit.
I mean, Dr. Mateen is a terrible liar, right? When Inktint went first, to say, how do we go about making, maybe perhaps deceive these people? How is it possible to maybe fight against this entity? He was yeah, go through the official channels and everything. He's a
straight shooter.
He's a straight shooter, but now he's trying to deceive a little bit while still
knowing that he's going to go up to the window and be like, okay, so I have this person who works for me, and she's got some friends, and we're trying to do them a favor. And it's we're going to need to know more about these friends if we're going to give them. Now with this charisma, and it'd be okay, so we have some business associates who are really talented in their field, right? And kind of continue from there. And it's just, a little bit more believable now.
The field of lifting things.
Yes, exactly.
So something that was going pretty poorly.
That's it,
suddenly,
right? Because for Salik, we have an expert in our field who can lift things, and then Agrat, an expert in her field who can tell people to lift things for her.
And where to go?
And suddenly she's buying it.
Yeah. I forget. How do we deal with material components?
Well, that's up to you if you have an arcane focus or...
If you have a focus, you're fine. You don't. You should have a focus.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I probably have a focus somewhere in me.
The better way to deal with them is to just not cast spells.
That too, that's always a good solution. I cast grapple with my face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although that is true too, we're technically not abiding by real rules because I've made it very clear that she's got bits of metal floating around in her. She's also a druid, which means that I can't use...
That's 3.5.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it old rules? Okay, cool.
Old rules.
Yeah, that's old rules. You really this is flavor. You choose arcane focus for fun. You choose the components for fun. The only time the components matter is if they have a gold cost that gets consumed.
Yeah.
I definitely thought that was a homebrew.
The first bolt you saw in your life, you got very attached to it. That's your focus.
My special bolt.
There's this one special bolt that you need. That's your focus. That's it.
And you've totally forgotten. It's been inside you forever.
I mean, it would probably be the fountain pen.
Okay, so moving on. You make sure that everything's fine at the DMV. And after that, what else do you guys wish to do? You still have almost 12 hours to kill before you have to intercept the package,
The heist, as we're calling it, is taking place under a bridge at an outlet to the sewers. So we could multitask, and we could scout out the sewers and scout out where we think that our heist is going to be.
Yeah. Kill some time by going in sewers.
Yeah, casing the joint would be a good thing, and that way we can secure and make sure we have an out and not just be hey, this is going to work. Oh, it only opens from one fucking side or something.
Yeah, because if we can flee into the sewer system and then come out somewhere else, even better.
To the sewers!
You guys want to check out the sewers, or you guys want to check out the Zatfum Trestle?
Kind of both.
Yeah, but the sewer system in Sigil is...
Vast.
Vast.
Yeah, let's do the reverse thing. Let's go there, and then we'll find the sewer system too and scout it out.
Yes, finding a location from the entrance closest to where the heist will be to where we can exit safely to a public space, I think would be the best. We want to do this specifically and everything else around it.
Here's a way that you can do a first reconnaissance without actually going there. So just kind of have a look-see at what it looks like. You can do that from... There's two locations that you can kind of go there without raising too much attention to yourself. You can either go and visit Fell Statue. Yeah, Fell Statue is right next to the bridge. And then you can also get a look-see from the Office of Vermin and Disease Control. Is right next by the side of the ditch. So if you go there, you can have a look at under the bridge without actually go there.
Let's see here. So, I mean, those are both my hangouts. Those are my job, and they also lead to the sewers. So, kind of nice. So I'm down for that. Plus, we can hang out with his cat.
Orlean is the guy who works at the Office of Vermin and Disease Control. He has a cat
Named Hercules.
So the Office and Disease Control is a place where if people are brave enough to go into the sewers and kill cranium rats, they'll pay for every rat. Because the cranium rat are super dangerous.
Yeah, in the mass numbers. Hey.
When there's too many of them, shit starts to get weird.
And I'm on the hunt for the Cranium Rat King. I know they exist somewhere out there. It's the cryptid I'm hunting.
If there's more than 8 of them together, it's pretty dangerous. If there's more than 16, run for your fucking life.
There's an escalating scale of psychoses.
Yeah. So the office, it's a fairly easy quotation mark way to make money.
Oh man, Salic would be all over that.
If you're not too afraid of going down into the sewers, that's pretty much where they gather.
Alright, so those are some good options. There's Quill, which, again, I already have an in, and yeah, if Salic wants another part-time job, perfect.
There is an entrance to the sewer system, yes, just by the office. It's a pretty big one. It's basically, I don't know if you guys can see, if you zoom in on the map a little bit, there is kind of a waterfall of some sort.
I see
that's
it.
just,
It just looks like it's staying. I just go blah, 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 blah. It's a spitting water.
So there is a pretty big connection of different sewer pipes right by the office, and that's a pretty big one that you get into there, and you can be connected to different sections. However, Kindred, you would know that the different neighborhood are blocked off also in the sewers. There are very big gates that prevent people to.
Except in that corrupted zone that no one's wanted to deal with for like the last 400 years.
The slags, yeah.
Perfect for us. Yes.
It's like in Fallout where the dead claws hide. That's
What is that all?
like where there's radiation and dead claws, like that. That's it. Oh yeah, you can go
Totally
there.
fine.
It's a shortcut. Go there.
Yeah.
Shortcut to death.
I will upload just a quick image. Give me 1 second just to give you an idea of where the slags are and how big it is in the city. Yeah, so that's where the slag is. So it's right to the left of the Bastion and to the left of Meteor. That's where it's located.
Dope.
Yeah, it's quite big.
Yeah, it is a large spot.
And everything is destroyed.
Do we know why? If we know why this particular part of the city is just in fucking ruins?
You can roll a history check.
Oh, can I? Whew. I know exactly.
Story. Oh, nice. You know, you've spent a
Ooh,
long
natural 20.
time.
I was the cause.
Technically, you're made of slag, so it's perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
To understand why Sigil has a gaping hole on its surface, as if someone took a bite of its donut shape, you must first talk about the Blood War. I really don't want to, but the issue is inevitable, and as all the planes, well, up in arms. If it was a simple matter of the Bahartezu of Bea Thor and the Tanari of the Abyss killing off each other to the point of extinction, not many tears would be shed. It's the two philosophies behind the factions that cause problems. One side espouses law while the other champions chaos. Naturally, everyone on the Great Wheel has a say on which should win. It has dragged Celestials, Lots, Mo drones, Slardy. Everyone in the multiverse is either a fighter of the Blood War or trying to survive its effects. The war started before humanoids could walk and is expected to last as long as Sigil floats. And so we have two warring factions who battle infinitely across all the lower planes, using all modes of transportation available, from the good old march to sailing the Styx, to hopping portals, to traveling the astral sea, to crossing the outlands. In this infinite race to get an edge over your enemy, what else could be more tempting than controlling the center of the multiverse that also happens to open doors to everywhere one would like to go? Yes, Sigil should see the worst of the war. There is only one power between the fiends and the City of Doors, and it's the Lady of Pain. Her alone keeps the war at bay. Why and how? Then, 3,878 years before the reign of Factal Haskar, did a portal open from a front line of the Blood War directly into the Hive for 6 weeks. For 6 weeks, fiends attacked each other, everyone and everything in their path, reducing the whole area to complete rubble. Why were they able to wreak havoc to such an extent that the area is tainted to this day? Why did the lady allow it? Why do the lady's buses do not fix the shaking ground and disperse the noxious fumes? Why do the fires still rage on after 3 millennia when the rest of the city has seen so much change? We don't know. If it is a punishment, she must think the penance has not yet been served. Maybe she does not believe it's her job to fix it. Or she cannot fix it, and that would be a balmy idea, right? Because that would mean the Lady of Pain does not have complete control, and that would give me very bad vibes.
Yeah, people stay clear of that place because it's very dangerous. It tends to attract very weird people as well.
Oh, then we're fine.
It's kind of a wound on the city itself. A lot of people tend to think of Sigil as a living thing. And basically, even after centuries, this wound has never been able to heal from the taint of the Blood War and whatever made that opening happen. And no one is sure why it happened.
Well, thank you for that natural 20 there, Matt. You guys wanted to go to, not exactly directly to the bridge, but, adjacent to bridge, or you want to go and hang out at Orlean's place. Yeah, for some reason I thought you said, there was a connection either to the slag or through the slags through the sewer or something like that.
No, the slags option was given to you as an escape route if the whatever happened at the Hall of Speakers went bad.
So then what did Orlean tell me? He said, because I was trying to find ways through the sewers, I swear he was saying the slag or something similar.
Yes, from the Hall of Speakers.
I would like to go talk to Orlean, see if there's anything else we can scout out, or if he has, maybe he knows what's going on with the harmonium along the bridge, see if there's anything new.
How much time do we have?
About 12 hours. A little bit more than that, even.
What time of day is it right now? It's early?
It's about peak, so 12 noon.
So 12 hours from now, so basically midnight. Okay, just checking.
If we don't have any strong opinions on what to do next, I do have a couple of spells that are hidden traps that could be set in the area to give us an edge while we're scouting out the area. If possible, if we have time to rest afterward, would be ideal. I could set up these traps. Yeah, I could do this 4 times and then go sleep and then have all my spell slots back.
Yeah, I like that. Orlean is the guy at the
Office of Vermin.
Okay, so yeah, if he's at the Office of Vermin and Disease Control, we can go there, talk to him, and then afterwards go do the spells and the...
Yeah. Ooh, we might also be able to purchase some traps from him that we could conveniently use to not hunt rats.
Oh, yeah,
essentially. Let's
there you go.
do it.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Set the entire fucking thing with traps.
You make your way towards home, but push it just slightly further.
Oh, don't worry, I know where we're going, and I just kind of go the wrong way like 4 times before we finally get there, so.
And you make it to Perak's best.
Told you, fastest route possible.
I don't know. I feel an awful lot like we've spent enough time with Kindred, and we would know that giving him the lead would not be the best idea.
The only time Kindred has the fastest route possible is when it's down a steep hill.
True. Can we gauge that momentum, Liam? Let's add some math into this.
Alright, so you arrive at the office. It's not too busy at this time of day. And when you arrive, you see the Gitzerai. It's just busy counting ears and just kind of mumbling under his breath. And from the rafters, there is a quite feral looking cat looking down at you guys.
Aw, he's so cute. Hey, kiddies, on in. I brought a couple of friends who are planning on helping to find the Rat King.
It's good. More soldier, the better.
I don't know I can say anything about the Rat King, but I hunt rats real good.
Done with the bourgeoisie.
These rats are slightly smarter than regular rats. Slightly is an understatement.
Good. I like them smart.
Slightly smarter means they have more nutritional value, right?
He was busy counting. He looks up at you, realizes you're an illithid, and he says, "Oh yeah, I think you'll find them quite delicious, in fact."
Just make sure you save the ears.
Ew, don't need ears other than as a good route for tentacles.
I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard you say.
Ditto.
So if you're not bringing me any ears, any bounty...
Well, not yet. We're prepping. So, obviously, a good hunter is always prepared, so we're trying to collect a couple of things. One, you need... How many traps you got? Like, remaining. Ones that could potentially catch anything up to at least 10 feet tall.
Ain't no rat that big.
It's a big rat.
Rat King could get that big, you don't know. Okay, well then, we'll de-escalate that. How about something small?
I've got plenty of cranium rat size or slightly bigger. I've got medium-sized creature. Is that...
We'll take that too.
Kindred, did you not tell me that I needed some kind of license to do this?
There's no license. Did you tell me how to pay a license?
I was planning on telling him later.
Never needed a license to kill before.
There's a lot of rules and regulations here.
You can hunt whatever you want in the sewers.
Really?
The only thing I'm gonna pay for is cranium rat ears. And you need to bring me a set.
Of course, they always got 2.
I don't pay for odds.
I heard him say anything that could be used in court, right? I heard him say anything? We can legally hunt anything in the sewers? That could be used in court, right?
That is what I heard. That's what I heard.
Whatever you do in the sewers is none of my business.
Yeah, of course.
Whether that holds in courts is none of my problem.
But yeah, any like incidentals we're just picking up here. And so while you're like perusing through your inventory, I was just checking to see like what's going on, like any hubbub going on around the area. Anything we should need to know? Because you know cranium rats love it when there's a big old shindig going on. They just feast on all that mental frenzy.
You mean outside of the sewers?
Well, yeah, of course, because you know the rats, they go out of the sewers and then they come back, of course, when they get a little meal.
If you want to roll a deception check for me.
Sure. That's a straight 10.
He frowns a little because he does not really see the connection between cranium rats and things happening in town. He says cranium rats are not very interested in those things, but no, I can't say that there's been a lot of movement or anything in particular happening around the bridge or whereabouts.
That's good to know. Just nice to make sure that nothing's unsettling them or drawing them in too much. Don't want to walk into our own ambush while we're trying to ambush them. Copy that. And I like pop my collar. Blink.
I've got an array of traps. If you're interested, please have a look. and he has a curtain that he draws, and there's like a different trap. There's plenty of different traps for you to try.
Yeah, do we want to restrain? Do we want to maim? Do we want to straight up kill?
Yes, there's plenty of different traps that you can buy at different prices.
Oh, so I'm liking that tar trap. What's that one amounting to?
Okay, so the tar trap, it will coat the target in a sticky tar unless they succeed a dexterity saving throw. You can also catch it on fire after that. The DC is 13.
That's not too bad. How much does that one run?
5 gold piece.
Oh, yeah, I'll take that one.
So basically, it's there's two things you can do, right? So if the person does not save the DC 13, they're restrained, and after that you can catch them on fire, which will deal 2d6 fire, but that will destroy the trap. If you don't catch them in fire, you can recuperate the trap, but you have to buy tar again.
You got like a spare charge of tar? Like a little pack of that?
Yes, and you can get a spare tar for the price of 1 gold piece.
Ah, I'll take one of those. Oh, it's squishy, like a bladder. This is fun. It's like squishy.
Any other trap interests anyone else?
I think the tripwire would be good.
The tripwire, it's a taut wire of maximum 20 feet, which is pretty long.
Yeah, that's really long.
That you have to stretch between two. You have to attach it, so if, you have to have 2 anchor points. Anyone who does not see it, DC 13 again, have to make a dexterity saving throw or fall prone where the tripwire is.
But just delaying tactics is exactly what we need, and it doesn't get burned, it just stays, so.
You can retrieve the tripwire.
Yes. We'll come back for the next day.
And that's 4 gold.
Alright. Burn up your money, who cares, this is fun.
Well, I think the tripwire will work in tandem really well with the snares that I have, too.
Yes, so you guys exit the Office of Vermin and Disease Control and intend to take a boardwalk by the side of the ditch. I mean, there's no boardwalk, but a walk by the ditch. And have a look-see.
And avoid patrols.
I mean, it's not prohibited to walk by the ditch. It's just smelly and a strange thing to do, but other people do it as well, so you do that. Let's say that you're talking a little stroll from Barmy Street all the way to Gramercy Street, so having a look-see like under the bridge at the same time. So let's roll for a perception check from everyone just to see like what you can gather.
Yeah.
Kindred's doing pretty good with a 19, Salik 2.
He's barely paying attention.
Salik,
Grat 13, and then from Inkton we've got a 10. So everybody say thank you to Kindred.
Thank you, Kindred.
I do bow.
The first thing that you guys have to battle through, and that's probably why Kindred got a 19, is that there are fumes.
Yeah, I just turned that off. Cheek.
The recipient of all of the refuse from all of Sigil, so all of the sewers are being channeled through here and are being expelled here in the ditch. So what ends up in the ditch is pretty foul, and so that's why not a lot of people take a walk there, because it's pretty awful. So let's say that the people with a nose to smell are having a hard time. The first thing that you notice is that the other side of the bridge is not abandoned. I mean, it's more populated than you would think there are actually some habitation built under the bridge. And so the pickup location has some houses. They're made out of refuse, but there are people going about under the bridge, and you can even see, you think, an inn of some sort, or maybe not an inn, a tavern. There is a signage offering something. You're not able to see quite clearly, but there is someone offering something. Also, on the same side of the ditch that you are, you see an opening to the sewer. So there is a sewer. So there is an entrance to the sewer right opposite.
How large is this entrance to the sewer?
Oh, pretty big. Probably has a grate, but from your experience, you, as a small creature, you can pass through.
Yep.
Out of these very large openings, there are grates, and you can pass through those without any problems. Medium creatures, that's much harder to do, but you're small. You can pass through those.
Can I fit?
You can. You as a ooze-like creature, yes, you can.
And then, as for like the people hanging out down there, they're all rugged and stuff like that.
Yes, these are the very bottom of the town. Really downtrodden. And the people who live there, they also have, they all wear at least a scarf or a mask on their bottom half of the face, so they can protect themselves, their nose at least, and mouth from the fumes of the ditch.
Just got that out, and I'll like point out to you guys, not realizing that like you probably scarf, you're like holding your mouths and stuff, like just like, oh! Is there anything stopping us from going down there right now?
There's nothing stopping you from going down there. As for the patrol on the bridge, the harmonium has kind of little reinforcement posts where you think that on each side they have 4 people guarding the bridge, so that's a total of 8 harmonium people. At any given time, there are 4 people on the bridge, so that would leave 2 on each side and 4 people on the bridge at any given time.
But we're worried about under the bridge, right?
They don't seem to care about the people living on the bridge. Like, they are aware that there are people under the bridge.
How high up is the bridge compared to the bottom?
It's pretty high.
I would expect it to be.
I'd say it's probably 40 feet up.
Okay. So we make a bit of a commotion that might not care that much, unless it's like a massive disruption. I'm sure scuffles and stuff happen all the time down here, of people fighting over food and everything.
Yes, as anywhere in the hive, it have to be something that gets their attention.
The problem is that there's people living down there, so if we were to set up any traps in where we might think people who are congregating...
Yeah, if you set the whole area with traps, there are civilians there.
Well, I mean, of course, like, as long as we know a rough direction of where we would fall back through, like, setting up the tripwire through the sewer would be good. Like, literally to guard our escape.
Set the smoke trap at like an intersection.
Yeah, that kind of thing. If we need a distraction or something like that, the smoke stick could also be useful if we crack it in some building up top that makes it look like it's on fire. Like, yeah, it'll cause a bit of a disruption, but...
It keeps the guards away from looking downstairs or under the bridge, I mean.
So was it specifically that the harmonium can't be alerted at all, or they just can't be aware of us specifically?
I think we don't want them involved in whatever it is because it's being smuggled into the city. We're collecting medical ingredients, basically. Medical, like, herbs and things that were collected outside the city that are technically illegal.
So if we cause a distraction, then it still doesn't exactly upend that plan.
Yeah. It's not making them aware of what we're doing or what we're smuggling.
Yeah, I'm going to buy another smoke stick. I like that potential idea. How much was it? 1 gold?
Yeah, sure, 1 gold. Are you guys going down in the ditch?
We can get back up, right?
Because you guys are... Yes, it's possible. No, yeah, you can get out. It's just that you're gonna get dirty. That's all that's gonna happen. Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I have prestidigitation. I'm good.
First and foremost, we need to ascertain where is most likely this deal going to go down.
So we gotta be down there.
Well, let's go down. What's getting a little dirty?
Let's go down. We'll slide down.
I'm down.
Ball bearings activate.
Getting down and dirty in the ditch.
Don't worry, I can fix it afterwards. I got a perfume setting.
And this is the end of episode 3, Door 1, It's a Trap. I hope you liked it. I'm Dia Miriam, and on behalf of everyone at Milestone RPG, I want to thank you for listening to Mobius and wish you a happy new year. Here's a reminder that we now have a Patreon and a Ko-fi page. And if you want to support Mobius and help us cover the cost of production, follow the link in the episode description. Shout out to our first supporter, Matt. We love you. You can also visit our TikTok page and have access to my GM logs where I give a lot of details about the Planescape setting. I also post on Instagram and I will also post on our YouTube. Our handle on all social media is Milestone RPG. That's it from me, and we'll be back with another episode in a month.